What is up everyone, my name is Jasper and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how much my website's made in March of 2022. Now in my last income report series I asked you guys if you wanted to see my other sources of income as well, so those will be included in this video as well. They are mainly the dividend income and my YouTube income, but honestly they do make up for quite a good chunk of my overall income. But of course we're going to start off with the websites because that's really what the channel is all about. Anyway, in March really nothing that major happened, most things have been stabilizing, but my accessory website has been maintaining that large growth I've been seeing the last couple of months. Now sadly for the majority of March I've been feeling pretty under the weather. I really haven't been feeling all that well, so my content output has been a lot lower than I would have wanted. And sadly, now that we're in the start of April, I'm still not feeling all that well. So I'm still not really back at producing as many articles as I would have liked. But to make up for that, I am looking for new writers and placing some more orders with WeWrite blog posts to kind of make up for the lack of writing on my part. Anyway, without further ado, let's just dive into the numbers of my websites and see how much I made. So let's just start off with my beauty site. This is my very first website I started, and I started it all the way back in December of 2018. Now in December of 2020 I got hit by the core update and it's basically slammed my site into the ground. And in July of 2021 I made the decision to just stop working on the site altogether. Now even though I stopped working on the site almost a year ago by now, it is still bringing in a nice chunk of money. So this month it had a total of just over 33,000 page views, and that is a little lower than I'm used to seeing. This website, ever since I quit actually writing for it, it has been in a very steady decline. But to be honest, that is really something I expected. I mean, if you're not going to work on a site anymore, you're of course going to start losing some traffic. And that's expected of course, but even though the traffic is dropping, the income is actually still pretty decent for this website. So this website is mainly monetized with AdThrive ads and with Amazon Associates. And with AdThrive ads, I'm going for both display ads and video ads. So the display ads are really the main money makers for this website, and they made a total of just under $600 this month. Now as for video ads, we made just over $100, so that brings the total ad income for this website to just over $700. And to be honest, for a website that I haven't touched in a couple of months now, I'm very happy to see that it still brings in these kinds of numbers. Anyway, that's just the ad section. I am also monetizing this website with Amazon Associates, and I have 3 stores here. I got on Amazon US, Amazon UK and Amazon Germany. So my Amazon US income is down when compared to last month. I had a total of just under $175, which is actually quite substantially lower than what I earned in February. I'm not really sure why this is, but $175 is still a nice chunk of money. Then for the other stores, my Amazon UK and Amazon Germany store, they both don't really make that much money. My Amazon UK store did a total of just over £9 and my Amazon German store did a total of just over €1. Now these numbers are really low, especially when you compare them to before the core update when I made a few £100 a month. But still, I mean, it's still there, it's still some extra money, I'm not going to complain about that. But I don't really count on these 2 stores to make a substantial amount of money. Anyway, that is it for the beauty site. In total it made just over $890. And to be fair, I'm super happy to see that it still brings in just shy of $1,000 a month. This is all money that I can really use to reinvest into my business, and it's just a very steady number to see, even though I haven't been working on the site for about 9 months now. So now for the most exciting website in my portfolio, the accessory website. This is another English website that I started in December of 2020, and the idea behind this website is that I wanted to diversify away from my main beauty site. So this website is a little over a year old, and to be honest, I almost wrote this website off as a failure. For the first year or so, I really haven't been seeing any traffic coming in. I was just in a sandbox for about 10 to 12 months. But suddenly my website started to grow, and it started to grow exponentially. And currently we're sitting at just over 22,000 page views. In other words, we are really on the track to overthrow the beauty site as the largest website in my portfolio. And I cannot wait for that point to happen. And as a little sneak peek, we're currently in April, and the last 2 days I've been averaging 1,000 page views a day. And it just goes to show that this website is still growing. Now I haven't been publishing all that much on this website last month, and that really had to do that I really haven't been feeling all that well. But I'm really trying to ramp up production for this website. I'm thinking to just put the case study website aside because I wanted to focus my article output on this accessory website and the case study website. But I'm really thinking to just put the case study website aside for now, let it sit there for 2 or 3 months, let it gain some steam, let it get out of the sandbox, and in the meantime I'm just going to pour everything I have into this website. Anyway, this website is currently only monetized with Azote Premium, and it made a total of just under $350 this month. And I'm super excited to see that. This not only means that this website is now making a pretty substantial chunk of money, but it also means that the Ezoic RPMs for this site are really nice. I've been seeing an average of about $20 RPM. And to be fair, I really haven't seen that in a long time with Ezoic. Now, just for fun, if we go ahead and value this website at a 40 times multiple in its monthly earnings, that means that this website is currently worth just under $14,000. And to be fair, that is a lot of money. It's still really surprising to me how these websites are valued so highly. Even though they may bring in just $350 a month, you can sell them right now for just under $14,000. Anyway, I'm not looking to sell this website. I'm really just trying to grow this into the staple of my portfolio, at least for the coming few months or years. And after that, we'll see what we'll do with this one. Anyway, this website only has Ezoic ads on there, and this website is the reason that I had to upgrade my Ezoic Premium a few times during this month alone. Before this website was put on Ezoic, I really only had my Dutch sites on there, and they averaged around $20 to $30 a month per website. So they really didn't bring in that much income. But now that this one is pouring $350 on top of it, my Ezoic Premium levels have been gone up. But as I said, it's really just Ezoic ads on this site, nothing else. So let's just move on to the next site. So the next sites I wanted to cover are my Dutch websites, and I'm kind of just going to bundle these together because they're pretty similar and really not that much is happening for these websites anyway. So I have two Dutch websites in two different niches. One is in the beauty niche and one is in the boating niche. Now both of these sites are really small, so the beauty site only has 22 articles on there and the boating one only has 30 articles on there. But together these two websites, they do bring in a couple of thousand page views every month. So my Dutch beauty site, it brought in a total of 2,000 page views in March, and those 2,000 page views turned into a total of $16 from Ezoic ads. Now both of these sites are only monetized with Ezoic ads, so that's the only money that's coming in from them. Now the boating site, it did just under 3,000 page views and it's finally starting to get out of its low season. Boating is of course something that you do when the weather is nice. This is a summer topic and we are just coming out of the winter and the colder months. Especially here in the Netherlands, the colder months make up the majority of the year. So this site, it has its high season during the summer and we're currently going towards the summer and we see an uptick in traffic again. Now the 3,000 we had in March of 2022 is a lot lower than we had in March of 2021. But I think that mainly has to do with the fact that here in the Netherlands, this month has really not seen the nicest weather. We even had snow a couple of days ago, which is just unheard of. Snow in March and in April. That's just not really something that happens here in the Netherlands often. But I think that's mainly the reason why this website is still seeing some lower numbers. It's just because the weather hasn't been there for us. Now the boating site brought in a total of $18, which is actually pretty low, and there was something weird going on with this website for a couple of days. So this website, it has been averaging around a $6 to $7 RPM on Ezoic. But somehow at the end of March, for about 4 or 5 days straight, the RPM just dropped to $1 or $2. And that kept going for a couple of days and then it shot back to the regular. So I'm really not sure what happened there, but my RPMs, they just dropped for no reason and the income just dropped a lot as well. And then it all started to pick back up and went to the normal levels. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but it happened and it did impact the income of this website. Anyway, those are the two Dutch sites. Together they made about $33, which really isn't that much, but it funds another article for another website. So that leaves two more websites in my portfolio, and these are both English websites. Now one of these sites is a little over a year old and the other one is pretty young. So let's just start with the first one. This is the case study website. This website is currently about 4 months old, something like that. And so far, I really haven't been seeing the results I would have wanted. This website was kind of a case study to see what front-loading a website with a lot of content would do to the ranking and to the traffic. A lot of people claim that pouring a bunch of articles right away on your website would get you out of the sandbox much faster. But that case study for me kind of went down the drain when I got hit by the indexing issues. So over the last couple of months, people have been having a lot of issues with indexing their articles, and I was hit with the same. Now currently everything is indexed, but it took about 3 months before articles would even get indexed. So even though this website is currently 4 months old, most of the articles are just starting to enter the sandbox. So I'm not really sure how I can interpret the data. Maybe if I see some results at normal rates, so at month 8 or so I see some results. I know that it took about 4 months instead of 8 months because the other 4 months they were just nothing was happening because the articles weren't even on Google. But so far I'm just really not seeing the results I would have liked. So this website only had 480 page views last month, which is actually down compared to February. Anyway, I'm not sweating it. This website is still young. It was hit by the indexing issues, so I'm still holding out hope. But maybe I am just going to let the current articles sit and see what they will do in a couple of months and focus my attention on the accessory website. But for my last website, this is my consumptions website, and this is a website that I would just really like to sell off. I'm not working on this website, I haven't worked on it in over a year, but I recently started to prepare it for an exit. And currently by preparing it for an exit, I mean I just put on a Zoic ads to see what the average monthly income would be. And even though in January we started off great with about $42 on not even a full month, we're currently dropping every single month. So in February, I believe the income was about $30, but now in March, the income was only $27. Now the traffic has been slowly declining because we're going into the off season, but I'm really just not sure what I'm going to do with this website. I am going to keep it for a couple more months because I do want to paint a more realistic average monthly income. So I'm just not going to sell it after 3 months, not even full 3 months. But honestly, I would just prefer it if this site was out of my portfolio. Currently, it's just sitting there. It is taking up a slot in my WPX hosting plan. And honestly, I'm not working on it anymore. I have no plans to work on it, so it's just best if it's gone. Now lastly, I promise you guys that from now on, I would cover my other income sources as well. So I put together a little sheet for myself where I'm going to include all of my income sources. Now sadly, I will not share this sheet because there's a lot of personal information in it, but I can run you by the numbers. So first off, let's just start with my Bitcoin staking income. This really isn't all that much. I have about 400 euros invested into Bitcoin, and this brings me a total of 20 cents a month in staking income, which really just, as I said, it really isn't a lot, but I did want to include it here. Now I don't really expect to expand my position on Bitcoin anytime soon because I much rather invest into the stock market. So I currently have a portfolio worth about 12,000 euros, and most of that money is invested into dividend stocks. Now 12,000 euros into dividend stocks isn't going to bring in hundreds of dollars every single month, but it does make for a nice start. But this month it did bring in a total of just over $40. Now that money is coming from companies like 3M, Realty Income and Prudential Financial. Those are just some of my dividend stocks, but those paid me a total of just over $40 this month. Now as for some higher numbers, I do some freelance work on the side for a friend of mine. He too has a lot of websites and he wanted some help with that because he also runs a successful YouTube channel. So he asked me if I could do some work for him in the background, and I agreed. And it really just takes 1 to maybe 10 hours a month, but it does bring in a little bit of extra income. So in March I really didn't have to do all that much, so I only got paid about 200 euros. Now lastly, I wanted to go over the YouTube income because this is actually pretty nice. So for YouTube AdSense, I'm really not making all that much money. I made about $140 last month, which really isn't that much, but it's still a pretty nice chunk of extra income. However, the main money is really coming from the affiliate sales. So if you go to my description, you know that I have a couple of links there. I got affiliate links for Zoic, for Bluehost, for WeWrite blog posts, for Passion Post, for Income School and for the popcorn theme. Maybe I'm missing a few, but those are all affiliate links. And these actually bring me a pretty good chunk of money. So in total, my affiliate income from YouTube is about $600, which is actually really nice. So this here is really the main reason why I said that my other sources of income almost double my total website income. So in total, my other sources of income made a little over $1,000, which is really nice. And my websites made a total of $1,300. And that $1,300 is mainly attributed to the fact that my accessory website is finally starting to earn some good money. So this month I made a total of $2,266, and this is spread across all of my income sources. So that's, in my opinion, a really nice month. It definitely puts me in a position where I can invest both into my business and into dividend stocks and also save a little bit of money. So overall, this month really hasn't been all that eventful other than the fact that the accessory website is really picking up. It's now also making a lot of money, which can be used to reinvest into other articles. So things are really looking up. I also really hope that I can start to feel better sometime soon because I'm not really happy with the way I've been producing content. I would really like to scale that up again to the numbers that I set out in my goals plan, and I'm currently just not reaching those numbers. But anyway, March has been a great month. And with the way the accessory site is developing right now, it really makes for a bright future. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!